our music. Oh, Miss Allie started the recording. Thank you, dear. And I will mute.
I recorded.
Thank you, dear. So as you come to your easy seated position on your mat, as I was mentioning, if you have a bolster, that's great. If you don't, then some pillows, some blocks might be helpful. Okay, whatever. And a strap. Make certain that you have a strap available to start out class this morning. I've really been focusing since Saturday, obviously since the beginning of the new year, on the idea of focus and how it can help us both on and off our mat. We tend to make a lot of resolutions, whether we vocalize them or not at this time of year. And so I'm inviting folks, rather than setting resolutions that are generally either negative, things like, I won't eat French fries anymore this year, or they are things we are reaching too far forward for. And so instead, having you think about a quote I saw, which I thought was perfect and really, really like and wanted to share with you. And that is the idea that what you focus on with sustained intention is what you will become. So that was from William Tiller, Dr. William Tiller, in an interview about in preparation for a book called Consciousness. And it's really true. I mean, have you ever, when our kids were little and they would want to watch shows that really weren't age appropriate for them? I'm going to fix our chat here so I can see y'all better. You know, oftentimes we would say to them, that show has things in it that you can't unsee. You know, once you absorb those are just part of your life now. And we don't want that for you. And so that idea of what you focus on, what you bring into your life is really what you will absorb, reflect, and become. So choosing what you want in your life and what you want to become is really important, so that then you can direct your attention there. And so today, let's practice that a little bit on our yoga mat. So as you come to a pose that maybe you immediately blocks come up and you're thinking, oh, I hate this pose, let's get through this really quickly, or I can't do this pose, I would ask you to put a yet on the end of that, and then appreciate the things that you can do about that pose. Focus on what you'd like to see happen, what growth you'd like to have happen in that pose, and move forward through it with confidence. And then if that doesn't happen, no, you can either hit the space bar and ask me questions, or you can stay and ask me questions afterwards. So if you practice with an intention, now is the time. Close your eyes, set your intention for your mat, whether it be focus on your practice, letting go of the to-do list for the day, or something entirely different. So go ahead, and if you practice with an intention, take that time now. If you don't choose to use an intention, that's fine too. Focus on just your breath at this point. And as we enter into our yoga, we'll press down through the sit bones, lift up through the heart. Draw those shoulders far apart, east to west from each other. Let the breath come down deeply into the abdomen, and then drop the jaw. And when you're ready, exhale it fully. As calm starts to come into your body and hopefully your mind, take that breath and make it a nice, even in and out breath. Last week, we focused on a pranayama. And sometimes when we're directing our breath, it can bring up unwanted things in our mind. So I simply want you to focus on your nice, easy, even in and out breath. Simply drawing that breath down deeply into the belly, and then exhaling and pressing that stale air up and out. Take a few more breaths that way, depending on how deep or shallow your breath is. And as you're ready, bring your hands together at your heart center. Pressing the palms firmly towards each other, lifting the elbows up and drawing the shoulder blades together on the back. Noticing that as we bring our focus, our intention to this pose, it changes it from the way we might just generally step into it. Exhale, draw your head down towards your fingertips. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, simply try to let the length of the weight of the head draw the fingers a little bit closer to the head. With an inhale, lift the head back up to a neutral position. Let the eyes softly flutter open and the hands float back down to the knees. We're going to take our strap, after I told y'all to have one available. Apparently mine has disappeared. We're going to take our strap and make a big loop in that strap. You want it big enough to go all the way around your body. Here it is. It's in my bag. And you want to be able to reach your bolster, your blanket, your blocks, whatever you want to use under your spine, some pillows. So make that nice big loop. And in your seated position, as Kent is doing, you're going to draw that over the top of your head, making certain that the buckle falls neither on the hips or on the knees, the legs in an irritating way. Then draw the feet to Baddha Konasana and draw the opposite end underneath the feet there. Then you can use the tail of the strap to pull it tightly enough that you've got a little bit of tension here, okay? Now you can decide which prop you're using and place that prop underneath your spine. So if you're on your blanket, come off that blanket and roll it up. If you've got a bolster, just place it back behind the back. Most folks find that at least one fist behind whatever they're laying down on and their spine is kind of an optimum place to start here. When you're ready, press down onto the forearms. And as you press the feet into one another, before you come all the way down, lift through the heart, lift the gaze, open the shoulders a little bit, and breathe. Don't let yourself slouch down. Lift up through that heart. And then when you're ready, go ahead and slide the forearms down along by the hips and release yourself down so that the spine is lined up with your bolster, your blanket, your pillows, or the midline of your mat if you're choosing to stay flat on your back. Take a breath here, just noticing how you feel in this supine supported Baddha Konasana. If you'd like a little more tension, you can grab the tail of your strap and pull it a little bit tighter, drawing the soles of the feet in a little closer to the pelvis. If it's too tight, then just grab the D-rings and release them slightly so that you're comfortable, but the strap is supporting you. Now make certain that your head is resting on something. So if you need to pull your block back in underneath your head, or if you need to draw your blanket or your pillows a little further towards your head, go for that. Take a slight tuck of the chin so that your nose is straight up towards the ceiling, and then lift and roll the shoulder blades underneath you. Let the forearms come back down onto the mat and externally rotate the upper arms. Come back to that nice deep breath here. If at any point here, as we are letting gravity open up our hips, you start to feel too much tension in those legs, feel free to either bring the soles of the feet to standing and the knees together, just releasing the Baddha Konasana, or to roll to your side. Don't futz with your blocks if you didn't set them up there. Some of you might be familiar enough to where I was headed that you right away grab blocks for your thighs. If that's the case, you can use them, but otherwise, make this as restful and as quiet a pose as it can be. As you relax into this pose, letting gravity open up the heart and the chest, notice your heartbeat. Is it racing because you were rushing to get here? Maybe you were having internet issues. Maybe you had a dog with digestive issues. Or is it calm and relaxed and ready to enter into your yoga? Use that breath so that you come to a nice even in and out breath again, and the heart slows down. As you're able to do that, when you are ready, bring your hands together, stacking both hands over your heart, placing the hands on the heart, just symbolically connecting to our heart this morning in our practice. Another powerful quote that I saw this morning as I was prepping this class said that when we bring awareness to emotion, we find power and intention. That really is, if you unpack that sentence, there's truth to that. When we tap into what we want, we have unlimited power working towards that. So as you touch your heart, think about an intention you may have set, either for class or a greater intention for 2021. Understand the emotion behind that intention and see if we can harness those two, first on our mat and then later as we walk off. Take another deep inhale here, dropping the jaw and exhaling fully. Release the hands back down to the mats. Bring the fingers underneath the thighs. Draw the knees in close together and stand the feet on your mat. Press down with one foot and draw the other foot out. And then use the toe of the freed foot, the big toe, to help hold the strap to release the other foot. Just kind of work your feet out of your straps there. And once you're released from the strap, go ahead, roll carefully off of your bolster to perhaps your right side, whatever free side you have. Take a breath here, letting the spine reset. And then just reach with your lower arm, removing whatever bolster, your blanket, pillow you had underneath your spine, trying not to knock anything over next to you like I did. Then use the upper hand and the upper leg and press yourself easily up back into your seated position. Take your strap off, but keep the loop in it and make that loop smaller for me before we move through class. So it's all ready to go for you a little bit later. Those of you that know how badly I am at cueing the strap and the loop, congratulate me right now. If you're using music and you want to start music and you have not done so, now would be a great time to do that. All right, come back to your easy seated position and know how you normally default with the shins. Then go ahead, rock back, grab the shins and change the position so that the opposite, the non-dominant shin is in front. Clasp your hands in front of you, flip the palms out straight in front of your body. Draw the shoulder blades on the back and then rotate the arms up above your head. Notice if your knees are pulling up, try to press down through the legs. And then exhale, twist to the right, release the arms, let them come down to the ground and the knee. Lift up through the heart. Exhale and twist a little more deeply. Take a few breaths this way here in your easy seated twist. Nobody's brand new today, so play with your own seated twist here. Just remembering to keep that left hip down. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Clasp the hands, flip them again. Exhale and rotate the arms down. Take the arms out wide, palms facing front. Give yourself a nice big hug. It doesn't matter which arm goes on top. Take a breath in and out here. And then take those arms out nice and wide. Bring the hands back in, clasping the hands, flip the clasp out. Inhale, rotate those arms up. Exhale, twist left. Let the hands float down, finding the knee and the ground behind you, lifting up. Remembering as you come here, one of the purposes for that hand behind you is to help prop you up so the spine is nice and straight. If you can't do that, just placing the hands on the floor, remember to grab a block or something to help lift you up and give you a little more space. One more big breath in and out here. Keep the twist as you lift the arms up, clasping the hands, coming back through the center. Flip those palms again. Rotate the shoulders out in front. Take the arms out nice and wide. And then take that hug. Try to remember which arm was on top before and switch. Sometimes we get there and we go, no, wait, I just did that. That's fine. All right. Wherever you're at, just give yourself that nice big hug. Go ahead, release the hug, roll the shoulders. Nice big shoulder rolls. Go one direction and then the other. All right, if your hips are feeling, if you're not feeling comfortable here, I want you to pull your blanket in underneath your sit bones because we're gonna work a little bit more on the shoulders. With the loop in your strap, don't worry about that loop. Just take your strap across your right shoulder. And then take the right arm out in front of you, flipping the right palm skyward. Draw the shoulder back in onto the back. Take the left hand and reach up. Press the right hand down, and you can either pat yourself on the shoulder blade or grasp your strap. You can grasp your shirt. Take that left arm out, flip the thumb towards the ground, reach behind you, find your strap or your shirt, and maybe you start to walk the arms, the fingers up towards each other, drawing the elbows away from each other. Now, if we get here, sometimes we realize, I can get the arms open, but I'm rolling back. Feel free to release, grab your blanket, whatever you need to give you that height so you can find some freedom in the hips while we open the shoulders. Paula, that is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she's got that elbow way back behind her ear. Her head is up, beautiful. Release the strap, unwind, and switch the strap over to the other side. Now, if you were feeling a little confined there and you didn't grab something to sit on and you want to, go ahead here. Otherwise, take that left arm out, flip the palm skyward, draw the shoulder back onto the back. Use the right arm to lift that left arm up. Take the hand down the back. Take that right arm out, flip the thumb down, reach behind you, and then bend the elbow and reach all the way up the strap. Maybe drawing the fingers close enough they touch, maybe not. It's early in class. Take that left elbow further back by pulling down on your strap. And breathe. Release your strap, float those arms out. Go ahead, take the strap off to the side, keeping it close by. If you've got a prop behind you on your mat, take it away. And we're gonna draw that right, so just shift back. Take that right leg, Kent hates this, I'm gonna apologize. And you're gonna roll it back. And I'm even starting on your bad hip, sorry. Press that right hip down towards the ground. They're not both going to seat into the ground, but we're drawing both hip bones down towards the ground. Think of a pinwheel here. So left foot is in right thigh. You're on the knife edge of the right foot. Take the left hand behind you, slide that right arm out parallel to your right thigh, and then take the palm skyward, lift up and draw the hips up. So this is a variation of a wild thing. Take a breath or two here, lifting the heart, rolling the gaze upward, and then exhale and come down. Hold that as long or as short as is comfortable for you. One more time. Inhale, lifting up, and exhale, coming down. Swing the legs back around, and we're just going to change the side of that pinwheel. So left foot, we're on the knife edge of the foot. Right foot comes in close to the thigh. You can separate them slightly if that helps you to draw the right hip back and get the left hip down. This is a big hip opener to just start class out with. Right hand comes behind you, rolling that shoulder back behind you. Take that left arm down the thigh. The palm reaches for the sky. Inhale, pressing up and lifting through the heart. Exhale, release the hips back down, coming to a seated position. Keep trying to press that left hip down. Inhale and rise up. And as you exhale, come back down. Swing the legs back around in front and then take them all the way around behind you and come to your tabletop position. Once you come to this tabletop position, walk your hands out 2 or 3 handprints in front of you. And then keeping the hips high, press to puppy pose by pushing the chest down towards the mat. Now, as we get here, we don't want too big of a break in the rib cage. So I want you to think about releasing upward a little through the hands. Pull the ribs back towards the hips and then press the shoulders towards the mat. You start with your gaze straight down towards your mat, but feel free, if this is accessible, to draw maybe your nose towards the mat or your chin down onto the mat, taking your gaze slightly forward. Huge shoulder opener here. Inhale, pressing into the palms and rise back up. Before we move through this sequence, make certain that you have some space near where your hands are at the front of your mat. Find your tabletop, and let's take 3 cat-cows here. So lift the sit bones and drop the belly. Pull the heart through as you inhale. Exhale, curl the sacrum towards the floor, pressing up through the spine, releasing the shoulders. Breathe in, go back to your cow. Exhale, press up to cat. And again, finding one more cow pose. And then one more cat. In this cat, hold this pose for a moment. Look back and see where your toes are. Again, we're checking habitual movement. If your thighs don't hide your toes, maybe move them for this last round and then come through a neutral spine back to one last, I promise, cow. And one truly final cat. Come back through a neutral spine. Shift your weight so that you can lift your right arm up and your left leg up, long, finding bird dog. Take a breath in and out here, looking about 6 to 10 inches in front of your mat, trying to keep your spine in line, or your neck in line with your spine. Exhale, crunch in knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, crunch in. Inhale, stretch out. And exhale, crunch in. Inhale, stretch out long. Keep the arm lifted and drop the left toes. Then as you open your chest to the right, float the right arm up and take a nice big twist. Pull in through the core, and without threading completely your needle, stay lifted. Draw your right arm down and through. Then inhale, sweep the arm back up. And now we will thread our needle. So press the arm down and through, landing on that right shoulder, pressing the right fingernails into the floor. Bring the left palm back flat, close to the right hand. Pull the belly in and breathe. Now you can curl the back right toes. Hopefully you don't have front right toes. And then draw in through the belly and float the left leg up. Try to stack your hips a little bit more and press through your right arm. Then maybe you just come to your left fingertips. Maybe you feel solid enough here to lift the left arm. If you feel really great here and you want to bend your left knee and reach for that foot, feel free. If not, don't worry about it. When you're ready, stretch back out, bring the left hand back down to the mat as I fall out. Dig the left toes down. Inhale, stretch that right arm back up. And exhale, right hand down, left knee in. Go ahead and take some hip rolls. Nice big hip rolls. Doesn't matter which side you go to. We'll do it on the other side also. Coming back through the center, finding your tabletop position. Let's lift that left arm and draw up the right leg. Take a moment to find stillness here. Check in. You might have noticed my right elbow I just saw was hyperextended. So make certain that right elbow is pointing in. Stretch out, toes of the right foot towards the ground. And then make a fist. Exhale, curl in, knee to elbow. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, stretch out. Keep the left arm lifted, drop the right toes. Open the chest to the left and take the left arm straight up for a big old twist. Pull in through the core and thread your needle, not going down onto the shoulder. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, curl down, thread your needle this time. Coming down onto that left arm, left shoulder underneath you, left fingertips holding you. Find stability here by pulling the core in, stacking the hips, right elbow towards the sky. You can stay here if you're just working on the shoulder opener, or you can lift that right leg up, let it float. Maybe you come to the right fingertips. Maybe you lift that right arm up. Maybe you bend your knee and see if you can touch your ankle. And when you're ready, unwind. Pressing back into your hand, lifting up, completing your twist. And then draw back into a neutral tabletop. Beautiful, guys. Nicely done. All right, when you're ready, take your hands forward. Oh, we didn't do the hip rolls. Thank you. Do your hip rolls on the other side. That's so helpful to have Kent here whispering in my ear. Ken said, I was going to make you do something hard, so he had to stop me. All right, come back through your tabletop. Then take your hands forward, a palm print or two, tuck your toes, push back through your hips, and then lift up and find your down dog. Take a big breath in, drop the jaw, and exhale, completely relaxing the body as you hold this stacked position. Then go ahead and walk your dog out. Today's class hopefully should just feel really good. You should feel open up and not like I think it was Saturday we did all sorts of side planks. Take one more breath in and out here, opening up your down dog, getting comfortable, and then come to a static dog. Take a moment to look forward at your foundation, your hands, making certain you're shifting the weight towards the index finger and the thumb, pressing the mat away to take some of the weight off the wrists, drawing the hips up high, then bend the knees, take a breath here, and on your exhale, start to press the heels towards the floor, pressing the thighs back behind you. Look forward, bend your knees, and walk up, finding a forward fold. You can keep a big old bend in those knees here if that feels good. Straighten the legs and then inhale halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold. Do that 2 more times, just exploring how the hamstrings feel. Inhaling up, finding Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling and folding. Inhaling, stretching up, nice straight spine through the back, and then exhaling and folding. Plant your feet, all 4 corners of those feet, and bring the hands to the hips. Pull the elbows together, look at your belly button and rise all the way up. Letting the head rise last, fingers float up, hands come down to the heart. Inhale all the way up, gaze follows fingers, exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway for Ardha, exhale and fold. Plant your hands and step right, left, back to your plank. Know you're welcome always to drop your knees to modified plank here. Whichever plank you choose, exhale and slowly draw the elbows towards the waist as you come all the way down. Stretch through the toes, draw your arms forward. We're headed to Sphinx. So right elbow underneath right shoulder, left elbow underneath left shoulder, hands making a number 11. Pull the palms and the elbows back towards the waist. Pull the belly button up off the floor and lift your heart and gaze. Your low body is very active here, so toenails pressing into the ground, knees lifted off, tailbone rooting towards the floor. Exhale, release, come back down and slide your hands back by your rib cage. Tuck your toes, press through a table, drive the hips back, lift up, find down dog. Take 2 breaths. Look forward, bend your knees, and a little bit bigger steps, making your way up to the front of your mat. Inhaling halfway up, Exhaling and folding. Inhale, sweeping the arms all the way up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. One more, a little bit more energy, a little bit quicker flow. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Drop those hands, step or hop to your plank. Hold this plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Draw the hands forward to Sphinx. Inhale, pulling up through the heart, pressing through the toes. Exhale, sliding the hands back, tucking the toes, this time either through plank or your tabletop, and then back to down dog. Couple of breaths here. We're gonna abbreviate this sun A so we can move on. I'd like you to look forward, bend your knees, and behind the exhale, take either bigger steps or even maybe a hop to the front of your mat. Inhaling halfway up, exhaling and folding, drop the hips towards the ground. Inhale, lift up, finding Utkatasana chair. Couple of breaths here. Then exhale and forward fold. Inhale, halfway for Ardha. Exhale and plant the hands. Step back, finding a plank. Your choice, which one? Take your chaturanga, pull down and press up for baby cobra. Exhale, releasing, tuck the toes, press back and find down dog. Shift your weight to your left foot, float your right leg up. Bend your right knee and bring the foot in between the thumbs. Plant the left foot for warrior one. Big toes of the left foot point towards the front left corner of the mat. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. Warrior one. Take a moment here to press down through the back heel, pull the right hip back, left hip forward, and bend more deeply into that front knee. Exhale, forward fold, bringing the hands down. Step back, finding your plank. Sorry, I said forward fold. That's not a forward fold. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press up, baby cobra. Come back down, tuck those toes. You decide how you're finding down dog. Take 2 breaths once you arrive. Plant that right foot, float the left foot up. Bend the left knee, drawing the knee into the chest, swinging the foot forward, placing it in between your thumbs. Shift your right foot out, 45-degree angle. Inhale, floating the arms up, finding warrior one. All right, plant that right heel, stretch and lift through the right thigh, and then press more deeply into the front thigh. Pull the left hip back, the right hip forward. Exhale and reach down, framing your foot, which is what I meant to say before. Step back to your plank. Exhale, find your chaturanga. Come up through baby cobra. Tuck your toes. Reverse your plank or press through table, finding down dog. 2 breaths. Let your gaze come to the front of your mat. Bend your knees and step or hop to the front of your mat, to your forward fold. Once you arrive, drop your hips towards the ground. Inhale, rise back up to your chair pose, Utkatasana. Squeeze those legs, lift through the arms. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Right arm grasps left wrist. Stretch up through the left side, reach over to the right. From now on, vinyasas are always optional. Inhale, stretching back up. Switch the hands out. Reach up through that right side, stretching over to the left. Inhaling, release both hands, take them slightly wider than the shoulders, lift through the heart, and lift your gaze. Come back to a neutral spine, press the hands together, and exhale, hands to the heart. Shake it all out. Hopefully we're all warmed up now. If you need a drink, grab one. And we'll meet back at the top of our mat. I think I need. All right, once we are all back at the top of our mat, find your mountain pose. So feet hip distance apart, pressing down through all four corners, draw those shins in and pull the thighs apart. Engage the glutes, lift up through the abdominals, roll the shoulders away from each other, lift through the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and drop straight down into a chair pose. I know some of you were like, really? So once we're here, see if you can find things you can appreciate about your chair. Hey, I find all four corners of both of my feet. My sit bones are really pressing back in a way. I'm feeling a back bend. When you're ready, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Step back, finding a plank, and then you can either take your vinyasa or stretch straight back to down dog. It's totally your choice. When we're all in our down dog, we'll take another breath or two. And then plant that left foot, and on the inhale, lift the right leg up high. Notice your left heel probably lifted up as you lifted your right leg. See if you can keep the right leg lifted and drop the left heel. Bend the right knee and bring the right heel in towards the right glute. Then stack the hips, drawing the right knee towards the sky. Keep pulling that left shoulder forward. Don't come up on the left toes. Keep trying to press them down. Square the hips off and drop the right foot down to your mat. Press your right toes into the ground. Float the left leg up on an inhale. Push the right heel down on the exhale. Bend the left leg. Stack the hips. Keep drawing that left knee up, left heel to the glutes. Come back, square your hips off, stretch your left leg out, draw the left foot down by the right. Bend the knees, taking the knees out wide on your mat. Toes come together, press back and down into a child's pose. Feel free here to work the wrists out. Maybe just releasing anything, maybe kind of pounding your hands on the ground a little bit to get some blood flowing. And then press the palms down, suction cup the hands and come up onto the fingertips. Hollow out those armpits, drawing the shoulders down the back, lengthening through the side body. Exhale, press the hips towards the heels, and on the inhale, walk the hands slightly further forward. If your chin is on your mat, lift it up so it's in line with your arms, and walk your fingers off to the right side of your mat. Try to keep the ears in line with the arms down nice and low here. Come back through the center of your mat, and behind your next exhale, walk your fingers off to the left side of your mat. Feeling that side body length through the right side body. We've been doing a lot of TV watching, and I find that as I sit there on our sofa, I kind of melt down into it. Walk your hands back to the center of your mat. So these side body lengtheners are really important. Press the palms down into your mat. Inhale, rising back up through your tabletop. Draw your knees back in line in your hips. Come to your fingertips and draw your right foot forward in between your hands. You can bring your blocks in here if you'd like to have them available for you. Sometimes the blocks can bring us a little more freedom in the upper body here, so we're not straining towards the floor. Dig your left toes in and lift your left knee up, taking the left leg further back on more of an angle. And then lay the left toes flat. Pull the belly in, push the hips forward, and lift the arms up for Anjaneyasana. Nice big breath here. Let's add a twist so the right arm goes back and the left arm goes forward. And then bring the arms back up through center. Exhale the hands down. Take the blocks off the side of the mat. Bring the fingers down to the ground. Tuck the toes, lift the knee. Your choice, either step switch or hop switch. And then drop that right knee down to the mat. Bring your blocks back in, giving your heart a little bit more freedom. Dig the right toes in, lift the right knee up and take it back just a little bit further. Lay the right toes flat. Pull the belly in, push the hips forward, and let the arms float up. Nice big Anjaneyasana. When you're ready, left arm goes back, right arm goes forward. Come back through the center. Exhale the hands down, framing that front foot, taking blocks off if you need to. Tuck the right toes, lifting the right knee up. Step into the left foot, step forward, and drop those hips down. Find your chair. There might only be one more chair, I swear. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Yay, shake it all out, guys. All right. We ready to move on? We snuck in a three-legged dog with a twist there. All right, from this standing position, grab your strap if it's not comfortable for you to reach your ankle and have that available. All right. Then come back to your Tadasana pose. You can, for ease, it's up to you. Sometimes it's nice to just drop the strap over a shoulder so it's there when you want it. If you don't mind reaching down and grabbing it on your mat, that's all. What do you want, right? Find your Tadasana pose. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Pull up and in through the belly. Press down through the left foot and lift the right leg up, Ekapada Tadasana. Stretch the right leg out and then bring the right leg back in. Take the right knee out and bring it back in. Reach down, find your foot, and draw it up into your variation of tree. Remembering that could be in your thigh, it can be in your calf, or it can be a kickstand. Hands come to the heart. Breathe. And then bring your hands back down. Take your foot off of wherever you placed it, bringing that foot back out in front of you. Now, if you're using your strap for your quad stretch here, this is where you can just loop the strap around the foot. Holding that strap down close to the foot, we're going to, with the strap on the outside of the knee, just swing the foot back behind us and roll the strap up over our shoulder. If you're getting a hamstring cramp, you can release the strap and let the foot come down lower. If you need a wall, Darce, go grab a wall. You can use the arm like we did in Gomukhasana to help you with the angle of the leg. So pulling that strap up over your head. Yeah, if balance is driving you crazy here, just grab a wall, guys. Now squeeze the right knee in towards the left and push the right knee towards the floor as you draw the right foot up towards your right glute. One more breath here. And then swing the arm out, draw the right foot forward, keep the strap on the foot, reach down and feed that strap up so you can lift the right leg up. I'm gonna lose it. Hands to the left hip, sorry guys. I'm watching everybody. There you go. Now, you can stay here or you can lift that left arm up. When you're ready, left hand to the hip, bend the knee, place the right foot down, shake it out. Is your left hip barking at you? Hopefully, yes. All right. Strap can go over that left shoulder. Find your Tadasana. Get comfortable. We'll bring our hands up to Samastitihi. Shift the weight over to the right foot. Lift the left leg. Notice that if that left hip lifts, try to keep the left hip down as you roll the left knee up. And then stretch that left leg out. Bring the left leg back in. Take the left knee out. Come back in. Right hand can come to the hip for stability. Reach down with the left hand and draw the left foot up into the thigh, the calf, or a kickstand. Hands come to the heart. Couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to reach down, take that foot off, and now holding that left leg so it's where you want it. You can draw the strap down and place the strap around the foot, or you can just drop the strap and the foot down to the floor. Get them organized. Now holding the strap so it's on the outside of the knee. Right hand comes back to the hip. Float the left leg straight behind you. The hip stays in line. Roll the left elbow up and out, flipping your grip. Find your stability or a wall. Now, just like in our Gomukhasana, we can use that strap to help deal with what's happening in the back leg. Try to keep the knees lined up. Beautiful. Squeezing left knee towards right, pushing the knee towards the floor. One more breath. Now, when you're ready, we're going to flip our grip again, draw that knee back through to Ekapada Tadasana, and then see, can we stretch the left leg out? Use the strap to help us lift that leg a little higher. Bend the knee and place the foot on the ground. Nicely done, guys. Yeah, shake those legs out. All right, drop that evil strap down by the side of your mat as you shake it out. All right, come back to the top of your mat. And then inhale, stretch up. Oh, nice big breath in. And on the exhale, forward fold, floating down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant your hands, stepping back, finding your variation of plank. Taking a breath or two here. Then you decide, would you like the vinyasa or would you like to simply press back to down dog? It can change through class. You may find early, oh, I'm conserving my energy. And by nearing the end of class, realize, oh, I have plenty of energy. I'm going to add those back in. Take a couple of breaths. Then on your inhale, shift your weight forward, finding your plank. From this plank, think Sphinx, come down to a forearm plank, right arm, left arm. Breathe. And then press your left palm into the ground and your right palm into the ground, coming right back up. Let's do the other side. Left forearm, right forearm. Breathe. Keep pulling that belly up and in. And when you're ready, pressing right palm in and left palm in. Bend the knees and find a child's pose. When you're ready, inhale, shift forward. Plant your hands on the mat, then straightening your legs out, lifting back up into your plank. Beautiful. Draw your legs in close together so that the heels are, the inner edges of the feet are pressing, and then shift your weight off onto the right knife edge, come back to the toes, shift to the left knife edge of your feet, come back to your toes. Exhale, drop to a forearm plank, doesn't matter which side. Drop your head down in line with your arms and start to walk your feet forward, finding a dolphin. Keep pressing the chest back towards the thighs. Ears seek to be in line with the arms. Walk your feet back in space towards your plank, your forearm plank, drawing your head forward. Exhale, releasing yourself down to your mat. Bring your arms in front of you, stacking them, and draw your forehead down on top of your palms. Take a few breaths there. Notice your low back. If you were not pulling in tightly enough with your belly, engaging your core, your low back might be barking, or if you just have a tight low back. If that's the case, feel free to shift your hips side to side or to bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs side to side. All right, from here, lay the toes flat. Find your strap again. Make your loop slightly bigger
We're gonna lasso our foot. Now, if you can easily, well, I'd like you to lasso your foot either way, so we can get a little more depth out of this. I know some of you are like, I don't need that strap. All right, roll to your left side and bring the strap around the right foot. And then holding the strap with your palm towards the sky, we're gonna stretch the legs back out and come back down onto the ground. Bring the left forearm parallel to the front of your mat, the short edge of your mat. Lift up through your heart. Bend your right knee. Now you can use your left hand to help you feed that strap. Press the right quads into the ground as you draw the right foot towards the right glute. Press the left toes evenly down into the ground. Pull the belly up and in. Exhale, release this. Roll back over to the left, taking the strap off. Then roll over to the right side, and you can place the strap around the foot. Once you've got a hold of that, your palm up towards the sky, stretch your legs out, feeding the strap through, come back down onto the belly. Right forearm comes parallel to the front of the mat. Inhale, lifting up, and start to feed the strap through your hands until you've got a nice tension between the left foot and the left hand. Right hand comes back down to the mat, lift up through the heart, pull the belly up off the mat, press the right toes in so hard the right knee pops up, and then press the left thigh down into the mat as you draw the strap forward. Beautiful. Exhale, release the strap, roll off to your side, take the strap off the foot, and set it off to the side. And again, come down onto the belly, check in with the back. If you need to, bend those knees, and windshield wiper the legs. All right, we're gonna see if we opened anything up here. Now, if you can't reach your foot, just reach for the foot, all right? Left forearm is gonna come parallel to the front of the mat. Press that hand down into the mat, right fingertips come out to the side, and you lift up, finding your belly. Bend your right knee and reach back with your foot. I don't care which grip you take on the foot, all right? If your shoulders are nice and open, you can grab the inside. If you're just happy you grabbed something back there, that's cool. I want you to press the right thigh and the right hip down as you draw the right foot in towards the right glute. Lift through the heart, pull in through the belly. Exhale, releasing, switching sides. Right forearm comes to the mat. I like to bring the left fingertips to the mat, kind of roll myself up and back. Bend the leg, reach back, finding whatever grip is good for you and your shoulder today. Then press that left hip down as I square the heart off. Lift through the heart, pull the belly up and in, and draw that left foot towards the left glute here. Keep pressing the left thigh down into the mat. And release, coming back down, taking a breath here. All right, hands come back by the rib cage, tuck the toes, lift the hips, reversing your plank or pressing through table, finding down dog. Walk out that low back a little bit. Feel free to play in your dog here so that the back gets comfortable. Take a breath or two. Then bend your knees and look towards the front of your mat. We're going to lift up the right foot and see if you can place it up close to the outside of the right hand. Lift the left foot up and see if you can place it close to the outside of the left hand. You're in a little bit of a crouch here. Drop your hips down and find a Malasana squat. Nice, couple of breaths in your Malasana squat. Remembering here, we press out through the knees as we pull back through the knees. So that really that push me, pull you action, dropping the pelvis towards the floor, but keep pulling up on the pelvic floor. That'll take some of the pressure off of the feet. And then bring the hands down to the mat, lift through the hips, Walk the feet into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale and fold. Drop your hips all the way down and make your way to a seated position. Lifting the feet up and finding a boat pose. Lifting through the heart. You can be holding your thighs. You can have your hands out in front. You might straighten your legs. I like that. As soon as I straighten, my legs start to wobble. And then exhale and plant the feet on the ground. Beautiful. Stretch the legs out wide, or out in front of you. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself here. Pull the flesh away from the sit bones. We're going to forward fold here. And if you like to use your strap for the forward fold so that you can keep the heart lifted, grab your strap and place it around the arches of your feet, like Kent is doing. If you prefer no strap, then just inhale, lift up, getting lots of length through the spine. If you're using your strap, still lift through the heart so your spine straightens. Then forward fold, floating those hands down or drawing the strap back. Remember, it's not a stranglehold. The strap is just an extension of the arms. When you forward folded, you can relax and take a breath. On your next inhale, look slightly up towards your toes and pull your heart forward, lengthening your spine. Then see if you can exhale and fold just a little further. Breath or two here. Keep rolling the legs in towards each other. Don't let them roll out to accommodate this. And again, lift your gaze slightly. Pull your heart forward towards your feet. Exhale and see if you can release closer to the feet. Walk your hands back up your leg. Shake the legs out a little bit. Plant the left foot, bend the right knee, draw that right foot up and over the left thigh. You're welcome to stay here for the twist or roll to your left side and take the left foot back closer to the right hip. Don't go too far back because we want to be able to draw the right hip down to the ground and keep the right foot planted. Use that left hand to hold the right knee in as you take the right hand behind you, lifting through the heart, pressing the right hip towards the floor. This may be your yoga today, right? This may be where you stop. If both hips are approaching the floor, stretch that left arm up, twist to the right, and bring the left elbow down in between the right knee and the body. And then twist a little more deeply, pulling the belly button through. And unwind, coming back through the center, unwind the pretzel of your legs. Stretch both legs back out again, shaking them a little bit. One more time, pull the flesh away from the sit bones. If you're using your strap for your forward fold, grab your strap. Otherwise, we'll lift through the heart and raise the arms. Then float the hands towards the feet. Take a breath here. Lift the gaze, pull the heart through, flattening the spine. Exhale, releasing towards the legs. Notice if the legs are active or if they've gone to sleep. Try to keep pressing the thighs in towards each other, the shins towards each other. Lift through the heart again, flattening the spine. Exhaling, releasing down towards the legs. And then walk the hands back up the legs. Lift that left knee up and place the foot over the right thigh. Both feet are active. As you decide, you stay here or you curl that right leg back, kind of by the hip. Draw the left hip towards the ground. Pull that right knee up in towards the chest. Take the left hand back behind your hip. Keep pressing left hip down, lifting through the heart. Maybe that right arm reaches up and we twist left and we draw the elbow down in between the body and the knee. One more twist here with the breath. And then come back through the center. Unwind this pretzel. And with your hands behind your thighs, slowly and easily roll all the way down the length of the spine, trying to hit every vertebrae as you release yourself down onto your back. Take a breath here, just appreciating what your body has done for you in class today. If there's one last pose that you would like to get in, a twist, a happy baby, maybe a small bridge, go for it here. Otherwise, go ahead and stretch your right leg towards the right corner of your mat and the left leg towards the left corner of your mat. Lift your left shoulder and slide the shoulder blade under. Lift the right shoulder, slide the shoulder blade under. Flip the palms towards the sky, externally rotating the hands, and let everything in your body melt and relax towards the floor. Take a brief moment here just to notice the breath. And as we did in the beginning of class, bringing the heartbeat and the breath back to a slower, easier pace. Noticing any thoughts as they pop up, but just setting them on a shelf to deal with after class. For about an hour, you've listened to a voice outside your head, telling your body to move in ways it doesn't normally move. So giving it permission now to simply rest, relax, and rejuvenate. Bringing your awareness back to your space, to your body. Take a nice full deep breath in and then drop your jaw and exhale completely. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. As you're ready, clasp your hands over your chest, flipping the palms outward like we did in the beginning of class, and then rotating the arms overhead. Release the clasp and stretch. First morning stretch through the fingers, through the toes. On an exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest, grasping the shins with the arms, rocking slowly side to side. And as you're ready, rolling off to the available side for you at home. And then gently using the upper hand and upper leg to stretch up, finding your easy seated position. Floating your hands back up to your heart center, pressing the palms into one another, drawing the elbows wide away from each other, shoulders on the back. I want to thank you for sharing your practice with Kent and I this morning, and I'd like to leave you with one last thought. Attention, observation. That which is attended to grows. That which is observed is reflected back to the observer. Choose your focus, choose your path. Choose what you choose to fill your life up with. Thank you for sharing again this morning your practice and for being a part of this community. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Hopefully we all feel nice and loose and ready to hit our day now.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks, Denise.
Thank you, Sandy.